items and talk about what we'll vote on Monday night, beginning with item 3, a resolution approving an alcohol license for T&A LLC, Habanero's Mexican Grill. Ms. Harris,
Everything's good on that.
any questions for the clerk or the chief of police? Very good. All right. Item 4, resolution declaring that certain personal property is not needed for public or municipal purposes. Mr. Moore is here to tell us what we're getting rid of.
Yes, sir. Evening, Council. We've got about 134 vehicles and equipment no longer needed or past their service life, and some random library and fuel tanks, generators, etc., library furniture as well. We're going to suggesting to do away with it by auction and or donation where it's reasonable.
Any questions on the items that are in the packet for you? I don't have the packet. I thought y'all may have it, and I don't. Do we have a list of those items?
I do.
Is it, Ms. Harris, is it in the packet? Okay. I would encourage us all to take a look at that between now and Monday, and Mr. Moore will be open. Any questions about any item that may be on there?
Absolutely. Any questions on that?
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Item 4, Dustin's here as well, terminating the fleet contract with the city of Pelham. All good things must come to an end, huh?
That's right. Okay, I'll start on that. Well, in my opinion, the Hoover Fleet Agreement has really reached to a place where it's not as beneficial for both fleets as it once was. The growth of our fleet and the needs of the technology and the age of our fleet, and it requires more exclusive attention, and it looks to be that the city of Pelham's going in a different direction as well. So I believe it would benefit the both of us to separate. That's my suggestion. However, we've got a couple of positions that are covered under that agreement, 2 mechanic positions. And I'll start with, we are severely understaffed in fleet management. We're currently at 160 vehicles to 1, 160, 170 to 1 technician. The industry standard is 60 vehicles to 1 technician. So this will put us back in a position, well, if we don't absorb these, this will put us around 230, 240 to 1. And that's really an unsafe situation for everybody involved. So however, this will put us in a position to capitalize on training, and especially the new technology that's around today. It takes more than what we're able to send people to do, and also cut down on about approximately $300,000 of outsourced repairs will be done internally.
Mr. President, I can't. So I'll be clear, the current fleet, including Pelham, is what?
In vehicles specifically is around 800.
800.
Yeah,
Yeah,
is approximately. It fluctuates.
Right. If it reduces, if the contract is terminated and Pelham take on their fleet, what does that make fleet responsibility at that point?
Well, vehicles alone, that's going to put us at around 530. Again, fluctuates what goes on and off of our insurance. However, keep in mind, it's around 1,200 assets. That's trailers, tractors, equipment, generators. It's around 1,200 and give or take. And you've got 7 technicians right now taking care. If you want to do all assets with City of Pelham, it's about 2,000. Close.
So we take care of
Not just vehicles.
We take care of backhoes and all that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let me get it right again. So all vehicles, including, you can get the numbers a little bit better in the meeting, is roughly 2,000, all fleet.
All vehicle asset, vehicle and equipment, all assets
2,000
is
currently.
around 2,000 with Hoover and Pelham.
All right, so when Pelham comes off the books, it'll put us where?
Assets that we service will be about 1,200.
1,200, but the fleet alone, it'll go from 800 to 530.
That's correct.
Just-
Approximate, as it
I
fluctuates.
understand.
We've got things in process.
And how many mechanics do you have?
7.
7, but if we don't pick up the because remember the contract paid for those
Two.
two,
Yes, sir.
we'll have to pick that up.
That, we were gonna have to absorb
Yeah,
that.
and that puts a, at a ratio of what mechanics to what?
It would be around 220 pieces of equipment to one technician, which is really outrageous. And like I said, industry standard is 60 to 1.
I know we're gonna have budget hearing, but do you have an idea on?
Question. So, yeah, I think Mr. Murphy's reading my mind, so not to show your hand for next Thursday,
Right.
but assuming this passes on Monday, my assumption is you'll be asking,
Prepared to discuss that.
very good.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So are you prepared if it passes Monday to, what if you don't get the items, right? Or what if you don't get those extra?
We're gonna have to go to the drawing board on something.
So what,
Where now?
Go to the drawing board. We have to figure something out.
okay.
Let me take a stab.
Go ahead.
My other question, if I could.
Yes, sir.
I know there's a 6-month cancellation clause in that.
Right.
Knowing how Hoover is, will we have some flexibility? 6 months is a long time to get them up and running, but
Sure.
we'd be good neighbors to say, let's have an amicable transition here if they,
I would imagine it'd be handled with class like always.
very good.
Yeah.
6 months should be enough, but
Sure.
it's been a good relationship for both parties, but
That's right.
Mr. Grimes?
Well, the key answer on the budget is being able to absorb. So you're losing the revenue stream from the outside. But then, as Dustin's explained, he's got outsourced work that goes out now that exceeds what that revenue would have been. So it's almost a wash plus some in our favor by the first year, maybe two. But at the same time, having the additional mechanics focus on our equipment only, I think that's going to be the key. So it's basically the expense items don't rise outside of the normal cost of living, et cetera, that we have with our employees, because we're paying for them now, you're just losing the revenue stream.
Mr. President, I asked a question. Just to be fair, because I know how this typically go, and I don't want to, Dustin put himself in a situation and say all will be okay once X occur. You know, during budget time, I'm sure you're going to talk about additional equipment that's required, whether it's lifts. I don't know what your lifts are looking like and all the things you're needing. I don't know how outdated they are. These vehicles are computers on wheels now, so things do change. So I'm assuming you're prepared to talk about capital needs to couple with possible O&M.
That's correct.
Okay, all right. That's all I have.
Very good. Any other questions for these gentlemen? Anything to add, Mr. Grimes?
Well, the main thing was just keeping you with the agreement. If you act Monday, you saw the letter we would send, and so I would say there's definitely flexibility. They already know this is coming, and they know it's in action, but we wanted to bring it to a public meeting to make it more obvious, since it's a very good partnership that's worked well, but I think now we need the capacity to be on our fleet.
Very good.
Okay.
Anything else? Very good. Thank you, guys. Ms. Walker is here for item 6, which is a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute an application with Lincoln Financial.
Good evening. This is just our annual renewals. What's included in that is the city's health insurance, also the Blue Cross Blue Shield wellness incentive that we have, as well as our Lincoln employee life insurance, accidental death, long-term disability insurance, as well as our stop-loss insurance for our medical.
Any questions for Ms. Walker on that item?
Ms. Walker, just something quick. You're going to be prepared to talk about during budget time, the escalation of insurances and things for employees, I'm assuming, possibly.
Yes, I'll be
Okay,
prepared if
thank you.
questions arise.
All right, Ms. Carrier is here for item 7, a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute an agreement with Liberty Mutual Insurance for Hoover Historical General Liability.
Yes, sir. Good evening. Thank you. I think I have the next 3 items. And so the first item is the renewal of the insurance policy for the Hoover Historical Society. And this does provide general liability and property insurance for them. It's effective October 1. It's a renewal. The annual premium is $2,034, which is a $397 increase from last year. And we are recommending renewing this policy as part of the service agreement with the Hoover Historical Society.
Remind us, please, Ms. Carrier, on the, so does this cover the cabin at Bluff Park?
The cabin is actually on the city's property insurance. We were able to move that, so that is covered under our current property policy. Yes, sir.
So what property are we insuring with this?
So when the Historical Society leased space at the Public Safety Center, they brought some artifacts and historical items over there. So there's $10,000 worth of property coverage for those items, as well as $1 million general liability policy for them.
Very good. Any other questions? Item 8, Ms. Carrier, authorizes the mayor to execute an agreement with Chubb and Ace
Yes.
American Insurance.
Yes, sir, sorry. This is the renewal of the Park and Recreation Board's public official liability. It also renews October 1. You may recall, we purchased this policy once the city negotiated or worked with the park board to lease certain properties to the park board. This annual premium is $4,971, and it's flat from the existing policy this year, so no increase.
Any questions for Ms. Carrier on that item? Very good. Your third and final one is item 9, authorizing the purchase of a separate public officials liability insurance policy.
Yes, sir. This is a new item for consideration. And my role as risk manager is to source and provide recommendations for insurance products and services in order to protect the city, our employees, and our boards. Following the purchase of the Park and Rec Board insurance, it was brought to my attention we have other incorporated boards that work within they work independently within the authority that's granted to them. So as a result of the incorporated nature of these boards, we felt it prudent to explore an option to purchase public liability officials coverage for them. And this is to ensure that the members are fully covered for any potential uncovered claim. These incorporated boards include the Cahaba Solid Waste Authority, the Downtown Redevelopment Authority, the Commercial Development Authority, the Healthcare Authority, the Industrial Development Board, the Library Board, and the Medical Clinic Board. There's 7 of them. And so the annual premium for each of these boards is $2,226. So that provides $1 million worth of independent coverage for those members. With your approval, we would like to purchase a policy for each of them that would cover any potential uncovered claim.
Okay. Any questions for Ms. Carrier on that?
Yes, clarify, so it's 2,000 per board, so around 14,000?
Yes, sir, I'm sorry, the total is $15,582.
And the Cahaba Solid Waste Authority, does that cover the whole board or just our Hoover employees that are on that board?
It would cover all of the board members. So this policy would cover every volunteer board member of those boards.
Isn't that board made up of various cities and municipalities?
It is, but I know that our COO reached out to them and they were willing to contribute their portion of that insurance premium before they signed the quote and we got the quote.
Okay.
So they're aware of it and they've agreed to participate with that.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Any other questions? Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Item 10 is a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute a renewal amendment to order form with Placer Labs.
All righty, good evening, council. So yes, this is a renewal agreement that we have in place with Placer Labs to use what's called Placer AI. And generally speaking, Placer AI, we use this to gather insight and intel into foot traffic at physical places such as retail stores, restaurants, shopping centers, and other venues. And then we also, too, of course, use this at special venues such as our main big event with the SEC tournament. And of course, Parks and Rec also uses this Placer AI, and we also use this for grant applications, as well as engineering uses it for traffic studies as well.
Good. Any questions on item 10? Easy enough.
All right.
Thank you, sir. Great
Thank you.
job. Thank you. Item 11, Ms. Matina is here for a resolution accepting a change order for the Hoover Public Library Theater renovation.
Good evening. The good news is we are still well within our budget. So after seats, we had 35, this is the seat installation change order. We had $35,981.26. This change order is for less than $5,000. The change order details are as follows. It is to extend the carpeting into the office areas of which the carpeting there is 34 years old. Replace the stair treads backstage for performer safety. The current ones are starting to disintegrate. A needed electrical change in the booth to house our AV, which they didn't notice the first time they were doing the drawings. And we received actually a credit to reuse our platforms that were well made instead of requiring a rebuild there. So that helped with this change order as well. It comes out to a total of $4,843.95. And we estimate completion of the project to be no later than the week of October 13th, with our first event back in the space either the 17th or the 20th. So it's going to happen fast.
Any questions for Ms. Johnson on that item?
Are you anticipating a change order deduction at the end?
I'm not sure. That's a good question. Maybe so.
Good job.
Thank you. Do you have any other
Change order for a
questions?
big project. Very good, Matina.
Okay, thank you.
Item 12, Mr. Colin is here for a resolution accepting a bid for a portable restroom and servicing.
Thank you, council.
Real sexy
Exciting
topic.
topic. Sir,
A real sexy topic.
very sexy. Thank you. Glad to be here. The annual cost of our rental and service of portable restrooms has reached competitive bid level. We've conducted that bid recently, hosted 3 vendors at a pre-bid meeting and received sealed bids from 2 vendors, Wise Environmental Solutions and A-Plus Portable Restrooms. Review staff agree that A-Plus Portables is the lowest responsible bidder. Total base bid, $45,575. That base bid is based on total costs during this fiscal year and estimated quantities for next fiscal year. So it defines some incidental costs, but those incidental costs are going to be above and beyond the total base bid. So we are recommending approval of their total base bid.
Any questions for Mr. Colin on that item? Very good, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Jen is here. Or no, I'm sorry, not Mrs. Jen. My apologies. For item 13, resolution accepting a bid for the Lorna Road US 31 drainage repair.
Good evening. Yeah, unfortunately, Ms. Ginn couldn't make it due to a sickness, so I'm filling in for her. So this item is to award bid 25-010, the Lorna Road / US 31 drainage improvements. We received 3 bids, and after a review, recommend awarding to Gillespie Construction, LLC, who was the lowest responsive and most responsible bidder, in the amount of $1,824,680.00. So the work will include the replacement of the damaged corrugated metal pipe with new reinforced concrete pipe.
Very good. Mr. Murphy?
Yep. What was the total again?
It's $1,824,680.00.
You know the variations of the other 2 bids.
Would you like to hear the other 2?
Yes, ma'am.
So the other 2 received from Russo Corporation, $2,417,240.36. The third from Rev Construction, $2,126,325.00.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Grimes?
Thank you, Justin. Just one thing on that one, just a reminder, you've got a $4 million commitment, and then once they open the asphalt, we'll see what the condition is underneath for possible caverning or such that's going to require more fill. So that's part of an addition too. So the positive is you can see the difference in this low bid, and I think they're also a known contractor for some previous projects.
Right.
So
So with that being said, was it unit price built into it? So is unit price built into it, and they'll ask for, a change order if needed
Yes,
for
sir.
that.
That's right.
And we think we can cover it if it's worst-case scenario.
Correct. Yes, sir.
So it'd be a deduction at the end possible.
They're
Yes,
possibly.
yes. And one positive, it's my understanding, the plan of work will begin on the right-of-way side at 31 and work back toward Panda Express. So once they begin to open that up and repair, say we get a heavy rainfall, hopefully the road will not flood because now you've gotten an inlet to get across underneath the road back to the creek that takes you to the Copper River. So that's a positive in the sense as soon as they begin work. And I think it's planned to be done before the end of the year, 90 days.
That is, so after the pre-bid, it was moved to 150 days.
Okay.
But we've talked to the contractor, and he feels good that he would be able to get done prior to that.
Which is great news.
Any other questions? Thank you both. Ms. Cornett is here for a resolution approving continuation of the budget for fiscal year 2025, 2026.
Yes, this is an administrative item to help us keep operating the city until a permanent budget can be adopted for the next fiscal year, 2026. As you know, we have our budget hearing scheduled for next week, and the timeline for approving the budget will be obviously after we are in the FY26 budget. So this is a resolution just to renew the existing budget from 2025, no new changes. So just the operating and the personnel costs, no additional amounts, no capital amounts, no extra projects, just rolling forward what we did last year. And I think you should have a copy of an abstract that shows you the amounts and the funds in your packet.
Certainly not an unprecedented measure that we have done previously. Any questions for Ms. Cornett on that? Very good. Item 15 also is Ms. Cornett, along with Chief Bentley, a resolution amending the budget for fire equipment.
Yes, Chief gave me a few talking points to talk about the equipment needs for the fire department. He had an event with his son to attend tonight, but as you all are aware, back in October of 2024, we executed and you approved to sign some letters of intent, one for a Type 1 medical transport and another one for a pumper truck. And part of the reason for doing that is because the lead time for these pieces of equipment for a pumper truck, it's about 36 months. You got to get in line 36 months until you get your unit. It's about 18 to 24 months to get the rescue units. So we really wanted to get those two items in the queue. Chief wanted me to stress that according to the best practice national standards, you really want to have engines replaced every 10 years, ladder trucks every 15, and rescue units every 5. Not necessarily replaced, but that's the recommended time before they're removed or put into reserve status. Because we have to have backups, you know, in the event that your main unit goes down. We had discussed for a number of years, I think it was 2018, when the department started transporting patients and for ambulatory care, emergency care. Those efforts drive a lot of revenue that come into the city, and then there's a tax that the city has to pay. But currently, each year, those activities are netting a little over $2 million. And the strategy with this is that we recognize that with all the transport activity that happens, we're putting a lot of wear and tear on these vehicles, and it seems like the revenue stream of the transport activities would be a likely source to be able to replace the equipment and keep it in good working order. A couple of stats. He said that there were that this year that they would do more than 6,000 transports, which I thought was pretty amazing. And then he said each of the rescue units ranges 20 to 30,000 miles per year, and there was one particular one that was over 40,000 miles a year. So these things are getting a lot of wear and tear. So this is a very lengthy request, but this request, council assigned previous revenue funds, and we currently have $2.7 million of assigned dollars that have been accumulated from these transport activities. And so this item is asking to use 1.6 of those 2.7 already accumulated dollars, so that we can go ahead and issue a PO like we promised with our letters of intent back in October. And then future requests, the intention is to come back next week when you're a budget request. You probably have another budget request to get another couple of units on the pipeline. And again, the intent will be to use these transport funds. So, and that bucket keeps filling up as we continue to have those, to provide those transport activities, so.
Any questions from Ms. Cornett on that item?
It is a budget amendment request too. I didn't mention that.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Item 16 is a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute an intergovernmental agreement with Jefferson County.
Yeah, as mentioned, this is an intergovernmental agreement. It's with Jefferson County for the cost sharing of construction of a new sidewalk on Shades Crest Road and Sulphur Springs Road. This will complete the connection of the existing sidewalks on both roads. The city will be responsible for $300,000 plus any additional cost of the combined $600,000 allocated by the city and the county.
Any questions for that item?
Just to clarify, I think we originally budgeted $400,000 for this, so we have about $100,000 leeway.
Yes.
Should costs go over the $600,000.
That's correct.
Very good. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Gilbert is here for item 17, authorizing the mayor to execute an agreement with Shoal for floodplain management consultation.
Good evening, council. This is, resolution is to renew our agreement with Shoal Engineering for, of course, floodplain management, education, consultation, and planning. Any questions?
Any questions on this item? Any change in cost, Mr. Gilbert?
No. Now, this does not include any event that we might have like October a few years back, but this is basically our 12-month agreement.
Very good. Any other questions? Thank you, sir.
Thank
you. Mr. Cope is here for 18, authorizing the mayor to execute an agreement with Dex MPS.
Evening, council. Our printer maintenance contract is up for renewal. We've used Ameritech for the last 6 years. Dex actually bought them about 3 months ago, so it'll actually be the same company that we've used in the past in their own contract. We were able to negotiate a lower rate with them, so we're looking to see maybe about a $4,000 or $5,000 decrease in our annual, but that really depends on the amount that we print, because there's a click rate on that for each of those. So that's what that agreement is.
All right. Any questions for Mr. Cope? Thank you, sir.
I've got the next one too.
You do have the next one. I wonder why you were awkwardly hanging out.
I just enjoy spending time with you.
Item 19, authorizing the third and final fiber franchise term renewal.
Yeah, so Southern Light has a fiber franchise agreement with us. We have no reason not to renew their final agreement. We have not had any complaints or any issues with the work that they've done or anything like that. There is one notation in there. They're doing some restructuring, so the naming has changed to Unity Fiber Gulf Company for that, but that's the only real change in it.
Any questions on that item for Mr. Cope?
Thank you.
Thanks, sir. Now it becomes the Mac Martin Show, beginning with item 20. A conditional use application for a tattoo, body piercing, jewelry, cosmetics. Tell us
Yes,
about
sir. Everything to make you sparkle. Be coming to us at 1676 Montgomery Highway. This particular business, which they are calling Solstice, came before the Planning Commission at their August regular meeting, and it comes to you from that body with a positive recommendation. The only condition that the Planning Commission recommends is that the business go through the proper permitting and certificate of occupancy and business licensing process should they receive the zoning entitlement.
Why would that not be required?
We've started as a custom with every conditional use case to include that, more as an educational item for our businesses as they're going through that zoning entitlement.
Gotcha, okay. Any other questions for Mr. Martin? All right, sir, item 22 is declaring a weed and vegetation nuisance at 2024 Arnold Road.
Yes, sir. This item, and we have several of these, at present are considered a nuisance according to our code, and we are requesting declaration as such. We will have updated pictures and discussion on Monday when it comes before you in the regular meeting.
Mr. Martin, I know Arnold, there's a house on Arnold Road that is a frequent flyer. Is this it?
No, sir, this is not it.
Another one, okay. Very good. Any other questions? Same story at 2137 Lynn Gate Drive.
Yes, sir, this one has come up before. It's actually a multiplex, multiple units within this particular building. There was some fire damage. It's been a couple of years now. We actually do have a contractor on site working through the fire damage, but the yard has been neglected. The contractor took care of the front yard, but left the side and the rear yard under-maintained. And so we are asking that this declaration be given to go ahead and either put them on notice to finish clearing the yard, or we'll have to take care of it ourselves.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. Any questions for him on that item? Very good. Item 23 also declares weed and vegetation nuisance at 2204 Lindcrest Lane.
Yes, sir. We'll of course have pictures and an update for you Monday night. As of right now, this is still a nuisance.
Okay. 24 is the same for 3500 Ridgecrest Drive.
Yes, sir. We'll have an update for you Monday night.
And 3558 Atvon Drive.
Yes, sir. Same with this case.
Same thing. Very good. And then two items that we will set a public hearing, but will not vote on Monday for item 26, for a conditional use for a drive-through facility for Foosackleys at 5552 Grove Boulevard.
Yes, sir. We have a new quick service restaurant with a drive-through looking to locate in the Grove. Planning Commission heard this case earlier this month and recommends favorably on this conditional use. There are a couple of conditions included in the resolution, and I'll draw your attention to those related to, by and large, the site layout and the architectural renderings that they have submitted. They will need to remain in substantial conformity to those. But yes, we will have a completed report for you when we get to the second reading.
Very good. And then item 27 is a resolution granting conditional use approval for a medical office building with surgical care at Peridot Place.
Yes, sir. This is for the Surgery Center, Stadium Trace Village Phase 2. This too came before the Planning Commission earlier this month and was granted a positive recommendation from that body with several conditions, including, similarly to the Foosackly case, that the actual site development conformed to, in pretty close fashion, what was submitted for the conditional use request. There's also a traffic study that was submitted that recommends several improvements, particularly to Peridot, that we would have conditioning on approval of this. But it does come with a positive recommendation, and we'll have more to report when we get to the second reading.
Very good. And then we anticipate a motion on Monday night to reconsider an item that was considered at our last meeting. So, Ms. Harris, if we could make ready for that. Councilor Middlebrooks, I know.
It'll actually be Councilor Driver.
Yeah, I'll be bringing that item. So at the last meeting, we had a vote that did not pass for the potential sale of a property at Baines Bridge location related to a future park location with access to the Cahaba River. And we intend to bring that forth for reconsideration.
Very good. That brings us to the end of the work session agenda. We will see one and all Monday night, Lord willing. Thank you.